By default, either when creating a plant list or using one of the predefined plant lists from the Vectorworks default library, all plants in the document are displayed in the resulting plant list. While this is very useful, sometimes users may need to only display certain subcategories of plants from all the plants in any given document. One of the most common questions we receive is how to display only certain types of plants in a plant list, such as a plant list of only shrubs or perennials, or how to show only plants from a particular class or layer on a plant list. To create a custom plant list, you will first need to create a standard one. You can do this by using one of the predefined lists from the default library, or by creating a report by going to Tools, Reports, Create Report. Once in the Create Report dialog box, title the worksheet appropriately. Be sure the List All drop-down menu is set to Objects with a Record. Then set the Listing Objects with Record drop-down menu to Plant Record. In the Worksheets column window, remove any undesired info that you do not want displayed in the resulting plant list. For this example, I'll remove all and add a few columns to the worksheet. You can check the option to summarize by one of the columns, or it can be done later as well. I'll leave this option unchecked for now and click OK. Here is the resulting worksheet displaying every plant in this particular document. As you can see, some plant IDs appear more than once because currently the list is showing each instance of the plant. To summarize the list by plant ID, select the database header row, and you'll see three icons above column A become available. If the database header row is not visible, click the down arrow to show the worksheet menu, then click Database Header. To summarize by ID, click and drag the sum icon into column A. If you would like to sort the column alphabetically from A to Z, click and drag the ascending order icon into column A. To use descending order, first click and drag the ascending order icon out of the column. Then once it is removed, click and drag the descending order icon into the column. Now that we understand how to sort columns, let's change what plants are actually displayed in the worksheet. To do this, right-click or control-click on the database header row and select Edit Criteria. Once the criteria dialog opens, you can see the worksheet's current criteria is set to Record, Plant Record is present. This explains why all plants, regardless of type, design layer, visibility state, and so on, are all shown in the current plant list. Also notice, below, the number of objects that meet the current criteria is displayed. To narrow the category of plants displayed, we simply need to add more criteria. For this example, I would only like to see shrubs in the current plant list. To do this, click the More Choices button and you should see another set of criteria appear. I'm going to change this criteria to field value, category, equals, and then type in shrubs. Field value refers to any of the field values of any record format in the document. In this case, it was already specified that we only want to see information for the record format plant record. Notice how the number of objects that meet the criteria has decreased. Click OK. Now the plant list only displays shrubs. Please note that once the worksheet has been created, it becomes available as a resource in the resource browser and can be used multiple times throughout the document by simply clicking and dragging from the resource browser. You can set the criteria on a plant list to display only plants by any number of categories. Perhaps you didn't want to display the plants by their different plant data, but rather your own organization, such as class. This too can be done by keeping the first set of criteria the same, then again click More Choices, but select Class, Is, then select the desired class of plant objects. In this case, I will choose Plants New, since I categorize the plants by existing plants and new plants. You can see the number of objects that meet the criteria has changed. Click OK, and now the plant list only shows plants from that specific class.